Ah, the cool breeze and warm sands of Insanity Beach. Want a fruit daiquiri? Love one.
Crash Bandicoot.
Wait, there's no time! Dr. Neo Cortex and Dr. Entropy are causing havoc once again, and we're here to put a stop to it. An incredible 24 years have passed since Crash Bandicoot burst onto the PlayStation and out of Cortex's lab, jumping, sprinting, and spinning his way across the island in hopes of rescuing his Bandicoot companion, Torna. Players immediately fell in love with Crash and his cast of wild and wacky friends and foes, the brilliant humour, and the precise, challenging platforming. Since then, Crash went on to have no fewer than 6 sequels in the main series, as well as a ton of spin-off titles, teaming up with some colourful characters along the way. And now, Crash is back for the first fully new game in over a decade. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time tasks our heroes with their biggest challenge to date. Dr. Neo Cortex and Dr. Entropy have escaped the interdimensional void they were imprisoned in at the end of Crash Bandicoot Warped. And now they have plans. Big plans. Multi-dimensional domination plans. Fortunately, Crash and his sister Coco are all limbered up and ready to take them on. As a direct sequel to Crash Bandicoot Warped, there'll be a lot that's familiar to returning players and fans who've been with the series since the beginning. At its heart, Crash Bandicoot has always been about the tense platforming. Timing a jump, falling to your death. Making a jump, landing on spikes. Dodging the spikes, and running straight into an enemy. That muscle memory building challenge is all there, but the game was expanded in so many ways to add depth, scope, and replayability. The interdimensional setting completely reimagines the landscape of Crash Bandicoot, and this time around it opens up more expansive levels and huge vistas we've not seen before. Just as fans of Crash Bandicoot Warped will have their favourite setting from 22 years ago, each of the dimensions you'll be travelling through in Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time has its own unique theme and art style, and each with new mind-bending platforming challenges to solve. Fortunately, you're not alone in this adventure, with a familiar, or maybe not so familiar face, making their playable debut.
Wait, Tana? But you're different.
Fans will finally be able to play as Torna, and not as they might remember her. In this dimension, Torna is a toughened, experienced adventurer, complete with a colourful new look and a handy new tool called the hookshot, allowing her to swing and grapple her way around platforms and enemies. Her adventures have also taught her a neat trick in wall jumping, which sees her reaching platforms no other characters can, but adds a whole new challenge when it comes to nailing your platform timing.
How many times have you beaten this clown anyway?
3.
Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
The hilarious story beats of the Crash Bandicoot games have delighted fans for decades, especially when it comes to the devious and overambitious plans of Cortex and Entropy. Players will be able to take control of Dr. Neo Cortex, as we see him trying to thwart Crash and Coco through his own levels, running alongside those of our heroes. Using his blaster, he can change matter and dash his way through new obstacles that are going to give longtime fans a brand new challenge. He's not the only bad apple getting his own levels either. Dingodile has hung up his flamethrower and villainous ways in favour of running a diner, but after witnessing its destruction and getting sucked into a new dimension, has found himself wrapped up in the fight. Not wanting to be left out, Crash and Coco are also treated to some new toys of their own, changing up the way you tackle each section. Our good old floaty mask pal Aku Aku is back, and he's brought friends. Yes, his friends are also masks. These new quantum masks grant brand new powers, allowing our heroes to control time, reverse gravity, phase in and out parts of the world, and supercharge their spins with dark matter. Not content with these new powers, we'll also be wall running, rope swinging, and rail grinding through levels, adding a whole new level of depth and thinking to the obstacles, and keeping that tense forward momentum to the platforming. Not a fan of Crash's blue shorts? Firstly, what's wrong with you? But secondly, you can play the game as Coco rather than Crash if you want, as they're interchangeable for any of their main sections in the game. But if it is just about the shorts, then Crash has you covered. Throughout the levels, you'll be collecting gems that unlock new, quirky outfits for our characters. Miss the old leather jacket from Warped? It's in there. Take on the futuristic dimension dressed as a pirate. Who wouldn't? Once you feel you've mastered the levels, there are brand new challenges with Inverted mode that'll have you rethinking everything you know about the levels. As a turbocharged take on Mirror mode, you'll be repainting the world in front of you, navigating your way underwater, or even running through an overcranked old-timey mode that plays faster than the normal game. Everything new in Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is about building on what made the original games on the PlayStation so funny, so challenging, but also so rewarding to complete. Whether you're a long-time fan of Crash's lovable, if confused face, or you're looking at trying out your first Crash title, you'll find a platformer that'll have you laughing as much as it'll have you cursing at the obstacles and enemies that lay within. You can get Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time when it launches on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on October 2nd, 2020. Now, where did I leave those shorts? Oh, full of sand.